Last offseason was the first draft for new Minnesota Vikings general manager Kwesi adofo-mensah, and his first draft, there was a lot of moves, trading down from 12, trading in division, all that stuff, and his class looks good on paper and hopefully for the future, but the first season returns weren't really as high as what they were expecting. Lewis and Andrew Booth Jr. were lost to injuries. Caleb Evans had 9,000 concussions. Ed Ingram started every single snap, every game, and played every single snap. Maybe he shouldn't have. Asamoah should have been on the field more. Same thing with Otamuo. Ty Chandler broke his thumb, and then the rest of the class, whatever. Hey, at least we got Ryan Wright, best punter in the National Football League. And when Eric Edholm, NFL.com writer, went around grading all the classes from 2022, you knew that the Vikings grade wasn't going to be very good, right? So let's see just how bad it's going to be. So, of course, the Lions at A-. Actually, we'll cover the other NFC North teams here in a sec. But Vikings got a D. Yeah, they got that D where Lewis broke his leg against the Saints, coming back. Andrew Booth Jr. had one start, did not look good, and then went down with meniscus injury. Ed Ingram, Asamoah deserved more work. Evans looked good in his starts, but then had that third concussion. Otamuo got a little bit of the time of day towards the end of the season. Ty Chandler, I think, eventually could be something in the Vikings running game. Vidarian Lowe could be the swing tackle. Eventually, Jalen Speedy Naylor deserves a little bit more love. Nick Muse is a nice third, fourth tight end, and then Ryan Wright, of course, is the assassin. This is what Edholm wrote. The Vikings went defensive back with back-to-back picks, both top 50 selections to open the draft, but received very little from them in 2022, both suffering season-ending injuries as rookies, although it's fair to ask just how much each would have contributed, even on the NFL's 32nd ranked pass defense. Rude. Accurate. They're both long, athletic, and instinctive, but face a critical offseason for their development. The biggest rookie contributor by far was Ed Ingram. Well, rude, Ryan Wright. He was humbled as a pass protector, wasn't good, blah, blah, blah. Will he ever be a Pro Bowler? Perhaps not, but Ingram profiles as a steady, sturdy guard who can start for the next few years. The grade here is heavily weighted for the first-year contributions, which were limited, to say the least. Ingram played nearly double the snaps of the rest of the Vikings rookies combined, which is so depressing. Brian Asamoah shined late in a very small sample size. Caleb Evans had a few rough snaps in coverage, but his length and man-to-man coverage chops to possibly vie for a starting spot as early as next season. And that's the whole thing with this class, where it really... They should go through and do these grades after 2-3 seasons, except they never do that. But Scene is going to be in the mix in Flores' defense. I think Booth and Evans, if they can stay healthy, certainly can be contributors on the defense, as well as they got length. They are press man corners, and that's exactly what Flores wants on defense. Hopefully Ingram can improve in year 2. Asamoah is going to be a stud. Otamuo is going to be a rotational guy on the defensive line. Ty Chandler could be that third down scat back, and maybe even a little bit more. Jalen Speedy Naylor is working his way into the receiver rotation, and Ryan Boomer Wright is, of course, Ryan Wright. But looking at the Packers, so the Packers got a C-, even though so Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt, I mean, besides roughing up athletic trainers, like, what did they really do? I don't know. But yeah, the pride of Georgia in the first round, sort of whatever. Watson, who they traded up for, had a nice back half of the season. Looks like he's going to be a stud. Dubs, I like. Zach Tom coming out of Wake Forest, love his versatility. Had a couple starts towards the end of the season. There you go. They got the Bears, where I actually like the Bears draft quite a bit. So they got a B-. They got Gordon and Brisker in the second round. I think two great defensive backs. Velus Jones, 75-year-old guy. Braxton Jones ended up starting 17 games for them, which was interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, whatever. Then, the Lions draft. Lions smashed this draft. Like, respect to Brad Holmes. So Hutchinson at 2, given. Trading up for Jamison Williams now. I mean, Jamison played 80 snaps. He had one touchdown catch against the Vikings, of course. Yeah. But he will be a stud going forward. Josh Patchell in the second round. Now, he got outshined a little bit obviously by Hutchinson, but also by James Houston as an edge rusher, which is interesting. Kirby Joseph looks like he's going to be a monster, just a great ball hawk, picking off Aaron Rodgers 3 times. Malcolm Rodriguez as a tackling machine, found him in the 6th round. So, I mean, top to bottom, they found some absolute gems. Joseph in the 3rd, Rodriguez and Houston in the 6th. I mean, those are fantastic finds, and James Williams is going to be paying off. And also the fact that they were able to move up to 12 without giving up a future first-rounder. So respect to what the Lions have done there. But again, I understand why the Vikings grade is so low. And it's almost more of an incomplete grade. But, hey, let's see this grade after a year when 5 of these guys are starting on the defense and Jalen Naylor and Ty Chandler are doing something on offense. And hopefully Ed Ingram improves. So let's see this in a year. Let's see this in 2-3 years. Let's see this in whatever. But, yeah, after 1 year, maybe not so much. But your thoughts are thoughts. NFL.com grades the Vikings 2022 draft class a D. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. We'll support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.